Hey guys, Magnus Robert here, bringing you another episode of Battle of the Best Events, and we are, like I said before, we're pretty much just making sure we have the best of the best in terms of this way that we're battling the events. So we're just going through the events that I missed, we're versing them against each other, and we're making sure that the true winner is Destination Springfield. We have to make sure. So let's report the scores for this one. We're doing Love and War versus Clash of Creeds Christmas Royale. So, obviously 5 points to be won. First point is on structure and theme, second point on characters, third point on buildings, fourth point on decorations, and fifth point is the tiebreaker. It's which event I think's the best. The overall feel, as I like to call it. So, first up, we've got Clash of Creeds. I want to talk about the structure and theme of this one. So, obviously, structure-wise, they are both the same. They are both mini updates, but we will talk about how the actual acts are structured. So, first of all, Clash of Creeds. Now, I think the acts were structured pretty horribly in terms of structure. I'm not like a massive fan of this one. The first act had the Movementarian Recruiters as the final prize, which was kind of crappy, and the whole thing was like, really weirdly structured. The second act didn't even have a character or costume as a prize, and it ended with the Gospel for Less. The third act had Moses be the first prize, and then a building be a rather bad building be the final prize. And then the fourth act had Sexy Santa Marge, which is a very underwhelming costume, and it wasn't even the final prize. It was really poorly structured, this entire event, I'm not going to lie. In terms of the theme, we obviously have the theme of Christmas, I guess. I mean, it tied in a lot of stuff from the Joy of the Sect episode with the leader and the cultists and all that, as well as like a religious theme thrown in here too. You obviously had the heaven in the Gills deal, baby Jesus, Yahweh, you had King Herod and Moses. So yeah, I think in terms of the actual theme, it was good. I liked what they were going for at least, but it was kind of like a religion, almost like a battle of the religions. That's kind of what it was going for, but yeah, I think structure-wise, it really let the event down. Moving on, we have Love and War. So Love and War isn't too much better in terms of structure. It's also got a weird structure, but at the very least, it's got in the first two acts, it's got characters as final prizes. So the first act, you obviously have Temperance as a final prize, and Cyrus Manley as a final prize. The third act has a token and also an animation, as well as, obviously, I probably should have mentioned, Clash of Creeds had a token fill up the prize track. This one also has a token filling up the prize track. And what's kind of annoying is they also have animations, and they're not particularly very amazing animations either. They're pretty dog shit animations, I'm not going to lie. And there, the animations take up 3 places in the prize track. It was really, really poor, actually. So yeah, not a great structured event either. And in terms of the theme was, well, pretty much just what it says on the tin. I mean, Love and War. It's mainly based around Marge's book that she wrote in the season 15 episode, and as well as like other sort of romance themed stuff, mainly around Marge. You have the most recent Artisif episode, and you have some stuff from that as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So which one do I think wins the structure and theme point? I generally think that this one is kind of tricky. Not because they both have really good structures, because they both have really bad structures. Now, at the very least, the Clash of Creeds actually... shit, I forgot. The Clash of Creeds didn't fill a prize track with the tokens. They had the tokens, but they were added with prizes. The only exception was in Act 2. They re-added the Cult Flying Saucer, but if you already owned the Cult Flying Saucer, you got a token. So I feel like that is fair enough. Whereas Love and War, structure-wise, I really hate it, because it has a token fill out the prize track, and also it has like crappy animations as well. So there's like some acts where you don't even get a proper prize. You get like 3 proper prizes instead of 5 cool prizes. So in terms of the structure, I would go with Clash of Creeds, and in terms of the theme, I would also go for Clash of Creeds. I'm giving the structure and theme point to Clash of Creeds. Yeah, I'm actually thinking about it. I feel like that is actually a fairly easy point to give. Okay, moving on to characters. So we'll start off with Clash of Creeds. So, what characters did we get? So first of all, we had Krusty Claus. Now, Krusty Claus, I like. I think he's cool. I'm not like sold on him, and I do think there's an argument to be made that I feel like it should be a costume personally, but I would probably just give it, I will still give it 2 points. I don't hate it. Moses, I think, was pretty cool. He kind of led the event a little bit. I'm going to give him 3 points. The leader was a little bit disappointing. I didn't really like what they did with him. I don't think his animations were that great. I'm just going to give him 1 point, honestly. I won't not give him a point, but I don't want to give him more than 1 because I was really disappointed with what they did with him. Baby Jesus, part of me doesn't want to give a point. I'll give a point. I'll be nice. Just 1 though. King Herod does not get a point. It should have been a costume for sure. And on top of that, it's not even even if it was a costume, it wouldn't even be an interesting one. Yahweh. Now, this one might be controversial, but Yahweh, I'm gonna give 1, 2, 3, 4 points. Mainly because of his job. I'm not going to give him the full 5, but I do feel he was a really cool and unique character, and they made him unique, which is cool. And then Andre, I don't hate Andre. I'm like indifferent about him. I'm going to give him 2 points. I'll be nice. And then Sexy Santa Marge as a costume, no. No, it doesn't get a point. Not a chance. So that is it for the Clash of Creeds. They got a total of 13 points for their characters. Not bad. Moving on, we have Love and War. So you have Temperance. I quite liked her. I'm going to give her 3. Cyrus Manley, I'm going to give him 1. I'm fine with like her being a doppelganger character just because she is fictional. And I know Cyrus Manley's also a fictional character, but like I feel like Cyrus is like, I don't really care that much about him, whereas her, I feel like there was at least some weight to her being added. Esme Della Crux, bit generic. I'm just going to give her a point. Marge Ziff, no, I'm not going to give her a point to. Captain Mordecai, I'll give him 1. I at least like one of his animations. Robot Marge, I feel like Robot Marge is kind of cool. I'm going to give 2 points. Titania, I'm going to give her 1, 2, 3, 4. That's right. Titania gets 4. Libido does not get a point because A, she's super premium, and B, she runs really weird, and C, that quest line was very disturbing. Although part of me likes like the look of her, like how she looks, but I don't want to give her a point just on principle because being super premium, and I don't think it was that great of a thing. So that concludes Love and War, which means Love and War got 7 points, which means the winner is Clash of Creeds. So, only 1 point needs to be won now for Clash of Creeds to take the victory, and Love and War needs to win the next 3 if they want to move on to the next round. So, let's move on to the building point. So, starting off, we are going to start with Clash of Creeds. So, we have the Townie Centre of Springfield Glen. I'm going to give this a full 2 points. I love this building a lot. Putting the road through it looks really cool. Yeah, I'm a big fan of that one. Gospel for Less, that just gets a point. I do like it. It's a cool little building, but I'm not going to give it 2. The Burns Cult Headquarters, this one should have been a facade in my opinion. It shouldn't have been its own building, so I'm not going to bother giving that a point. And on top of that, we already got the Burns statues in a previous update. So the statues that are outside the building, so it really felt like they just needed something and they didn't really think it through, and it was just kind of thrown in, so I wasn't a big fan of that. Toy Town, the look of it is a bit weird, but I do like it, so I'll give it a point. The Movementarian Compound, I'll just give 1 point. Doesn't blow me away or anything. Baby Jesus' house does look quite nice, so I'll give it a point. Herod's Citadel is also a nice building, so I'll give it a point. And the Jewish Walk of Fame, I'm going to give it 2. I really like that one, so yeah, total of 9 points, which I think is quite reasonable. Let's move on to Love and War. So we have Temperance's house. Gonna give that one a point. Like the look of that one. The Orfando Diarty Ziff. I'm not a huge fan of this one. Arguable if it should be a building. I'm not gonna give it a point. The Downward Doghouse Yoga Studio, I'll just give a point to. The Ziff Hotel, I'm not crazy about it, but I'll give it 1. The Books and Additional Books, The look of this one, I just love it. It just looks really nice, so I'm going to give this one 2. The Ziff Bouvier Mansion, I do think this is a nice looking mansion, to be fair. Should I give it 1? Should I give it 2? I'll give it 2. I'll give it 2. Captain Mordecai's boat, arguable if it should be a building. It is a nice looking boat. It doesn't look too bad. I'll be nice. I'll give it 1 point. The Ziff Wedding Home, I'll give a 0.2, and the Knockers, I'll give 2 points to, which means that Love and War has 11 points, which means that Love and War has won this round. Oh, okay. Moving on to round 4. I forgot then. So, let's do decorations. Why not? So, we're going to be starting it off with, of course, Clash of Creeds. So, what decorations we get? And how the point system for this is going to work is if it's just a fine decoration, it gets a point. If it's something that's like really, really awesome looking, like, you know, like almost as good as a building, it gets 2. And if it's like a decoration that I find like really like, you know, that has a lot of utility to it, like a lot of use, then I give that 2 as well. So starting off, we have the Movementarium ad truck. I like the look of this one a lot. I'm going to be controversial and give it 2. I'm not trying to say it's as good as a building, but it does look cool. The Mall Santa with Center. The Mall Santa Wish Center. We've got so many of these, and I find them incredible to decorate. Impossible to decorate. So I'm honestly not going to give it a point. Movementarium Recruiters, I'm not giving a point to. The Nativity Recycling, I like this one. I'll give it a point. The Santa's Workshop sign, I'll give it 1 point. The Self-Flying Sled, yeah, I'll give it a point. The Rapping Rabbis, now, as much as I would like them to be a character, I'm actually not a huge hater of this crowd. I kind of like this crowd, so I'll be nice, and I'll give it a point. The Orthodox Ambulance is a really nice looking ambulance. I'll give that 2 as well. I like that one a lot. The Menorah Pile, I'm not even going to bother. I just don't like the look of this one. The Xmas Trees lot, how many of these fucking Xmas Tree lots have we got? Like, holy shit, there's so many. I'm not going to give it a point. The Christmas Ignores United Building... Ignorers? Oh, sorry. Christmas Ignorers United Billboard. I'll give it 1. The Sea Captain's Sleigh, I'll give it 1 point. The Christmas Fence, I don't get much utility out of this one, but I'll give it a point. And Heaven, I like the look of that one a lot, so I'll give it 2. So that means that Clash of Creeds finishes with 13 points. Not bad, actually. Let's move on to Love and War. So, we've got the Love Tester. This one, I love this one a lot. I actually think this is like the best decorations we've got so far this year. I'm going to be controversial and give it 3 points. That's crazy, I know. The Harpooned Heart Billboard, I'll give it 1. R.E. Hollow Present, I don't care for this one. The Harpoon Hill, I'll give it a point, I guess. The Tunnel of Love Cave really should be a building. I realise probably why they didn't add it as a building, because we've already got the other Tunnel of Love thing, but they just could have called it Tunnel. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this one should have been a building. I'll give it a point though. It looks cool at least. The Sunset Cruise boat, sure. I'll give it 2. I'll be nice. And the Money to Burn fire pit, I'll give it a point. Sure, why not? It wasn't going to matter because obviously Love and War has only got 9 points, even if I was being very, very generous to it, which means the winner is obviously Clash of Creeds. Yeah, in terms of the overall feel, I also would have gone to Clash of Creeds. I think actually looking at this now, Clash of Creeds was just a much better event. I mean, they're both kind of crappy events, don't get me wrong, but I'll take Clash of Creeds over Love and War any day. So that is that is the winner. So Love and War. Sorry, not Love and War. Love and War has been knocked out, and Clash of Creeds will move on to the next round. So tune in next week for Into the Simpsons versus Springfield Enlightened. Excuse me. That one will be very surprising. Yeah, I have no idea how that's gonna swing. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Oh God, I'm tired. I'll see you next video. Goodbye.